Good morning. Thank you so much for being here. Dr. Nobuling, Revitalizing Morning Yoga. And want to acknowledge it's His Holiness's 86th birthday today. So how unbelievably fortunate we are to be living in a time and on the planet where His Holiness, a lot of us have been able to receive teachings from His Holiness, and just to have the teachings of the Dalai Lama is incredibly, incredibly rare and beyond special, and may His Holiness live long. So how about we dedicate our practice this morning to His Holiness's long life, and then whatever virtue we do today, and it'd be really good to do some extra practices, extra positive actions, and then dedicate the energy towards His Holiness the Dalai Lama's long, healthy life. So take a comfortable seat. You can sit up on a blanket. For a lot of people, sitting up on a blanket is very helpful. You can also sit in a chair. It doesn't always have to be on the floor. Just take a moment to check in with yourself and see how you're doing. And just notice that, we woke up today. It's another morning. So it's very precious. We're very fortunate. We're alive, we're in this body, we have this opportunity to develop our minds. And in order to develop our minds towards more virtue, it's very helpful to have a healthy body and a long life. And so yoga contributes to that very, very much. Bring your arms down by the side and turn the palms over, and then bring the arms up, move the arms through space. And the palms come together and bring the palms down through center. And then release out, reach out through fingertips, reach up high, and palms together, down. And one more, reaching out into our interdependence with all beings everywhere, wherever they exist. And palms together, the wisdom and the compassion coming together at our heart, where we can develop our love, kindness, wisdom, and strength. So take a bow to your heart, your strength, your love, your wisdom. And release the hands down. Let's bring the left leg in front if you don't already have it in front. Let's do the left leg in front. And bring your hands forward and let your head drop and just take a little forward bend. So remember, your body is very different from everybody else's body. And yoga, especially the way I teach, it's less about the external shape and form, and if you can do a particular pose. That's secondary to your internal experience, to ensuring your breath moves in and out in a natural way. Just simply being with your practice and not worrying about having to strive, look a certain way, taking care of yourself. So one more moment in this forward bend. And walk the hands back and bring your fingers by your side. Bring the left arm out and up by your ear. And then slowly reach over. And don't go too far, no need to go to your furthest. You can turn the head to look down, you can let the head hang sideways, or you can look up, see what's most comfortable for your neck. Take a few breaths where you feel your left side body lengthen, so all along the left side. Circle through the left wrist. And one more breath here. And as you come up, bring the arm up, sit up, but keep your head leaning to the left. Bring your arm down to shoulder height and then a bit further, and take a little stretch through the side of the neck. So your right ear is hanging towards your right shoulder. Your left arm is extending out a little bit above the floor. You can even use your other hand to feel where the stretch is. And just stay well within your window of tolerance. No need to push or force. And allow the breath to move smoothly, breathing in and out through the nose. And the left arm comes by the side, the right hand comes to the side of the face, and you just give a little assist with the head up. I'm going to bring the same arm up, left arm up, and this time we're going to twist with your exhale, breathing out through the nose. Take the hand to the outside. With your right hand, swipe the belly and use the hand to the outside of the knee to give some leverage, lift the chest. Other hand is behind you on fingertips, and look around and take a twist. And you want to feel that your belly's twisting and you're getting a massage. Breathe a little more deeply in and out. It's harder to take a deep, full breath when we're twisting. So be more deliberate about your breath. Lengthen the exhale. One more breath in and then out. Then release. Sweep arms out over your head. Bring the hands down and walk them in front. Let the head drop and have your knees a little in and the shins a little further away from you as you forward fold. Take some swaying in your forward fold, swaying the head and the torso very gently, slowly, left to right. And last moment here. Walk the hands back and extend your legs out. Lean back for a moment and you can just feel the legs extended out. You could give a little shake or a little circle in the ankles. Then we'll head to the other side with the right leg in front. Feel your sitting bones underneath you, your fingertips by your side. The right arm comes out, turn the palm over, a breath in, and bring it out and breathe naturally in and out through the nose, and we're giving some opportunity for the side body to lengthen, the waist, the side ribs. So you decide how deeply you go. Less can be more. And sometimes you can feel you can go in a little deeper, but remember that it's not about the external shape. It's more ask yourself, how is this serving me? Is this useful? Am I safe? Does my body really want to do this? So these are the kinds of questions rather than feeling like you should do anything. Okay, so we can finish off that side. And when you're ready, slowly come up and bring the arm by your side. Pause for a moment. And then your arm can come up. And on an exhale out through the nose, take it to the outside of the leg and the knee and press in and lift the chest. The other hand is behind you, fingertips on fingertips. or actually swipe the belly. Do that move. That's a good move, to move your hand over the belly and help it twist. And looking over your shoulder, taking a few deeper breaths in and out through the nose in a way, in a more deliberate way, lengthening the exhale. Look around with your eyes. One more breath, lengthening your exhale out. And then bring it back to center. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot the neck release. So we will we'll do that. Go into the side bend. I'm sorry. Never mind. And then bring the right arm down. Come almost all the way up. Let your head hang to the left. Yeah, can't forget this. And then reach out through your arm. Circle the wrist a little bit. You can use your other hand to feel where the tugging is going on. So anytime you want to bring your hand to touch your body anywhere, this is really useful in your practice. It's good for your nervous system. When we palpate our own body, it helps us figure out more where we are in space. It gives more information to our nervous system. Okay, we did that. Arm by your side. Come up, left hand to the side of the head. Phew, I'm so glad I remembered to go back to that. Sweep the arms out and interlace behind your back. So fingers are interlaced. Squeeze back. And you can just stay here, or you can let the head drop and start to forward fold a little. Letting the arms lift up any amount. The shoulders pull back, shoulder blades squeeze, arms lift back. You can keep going with the arms in this position, or one more time, bring the arms out and forward fold. And you can just notice and see if your forward fold is a little easier than it was, say, the first time. This is the third time doing it. Letting your breath move smoothly in and out throughout your practice, and emphasizing lengthening your exhalations, and your inhalations happen more easily by themselves. Bring yourself back and come onto your hands and knees. You can pad underneath your knees. Pad underneath your knees if you like. You just open up your yoga blanket or whatever blanket you've got. And from the position, hands and knees, then drop your belly, lift the chest, look forward. And then round the back, drop the head, push up twin shoulder blades, let the tailbone tuck under. And then move forward and back through this way. You can conjoin it with breath. And exhale, round. And inhale, arch. Try and let the breath guide the movement. And big toes together, and bring yourself back into a child's pose. And so child's pose, your knees have distance left to right. Do your best to come and sit down on the heels. Walk the hands forward, and your forehead could get to your mat, or you could create fists and bring your forehead to rest on them. Lengthening some of your exhales, breathing in and out through the nose. The inhale happens all by itself when it wants to happen. Bring yourself back onto hands and knees. And let's take some circles with the hips, forward, over to the side, back, and over to the side. A couple of circles in each direction, letting your upper body respond in whichever way feels good. So if your elbows bend a little bit, and then your shoulders and your neck, and letting yourself just freestyle here and seeing if you can get connection through the whole spine from tailbone all the way up to the area between your ears. And coming back to neutral, and let's take the left foot forward. If you have yoga blocks, they are super useful for this low lunge pose. If you don't have yoga blocks and you like yoga, think about getting some. You can also just put your hands, fingertips, if you can, each side of the front foot. If it's difficult each side, the hands can come to the inside. And you back out, back the hips out a little bit more, and then descend in. Back out, we'll back out a couple of times, then slowly descend down, and we're stretching across the back leg. If you don't feel the stretch with the back leg, you might need to scooch the back knee back. Bring yourself back again, and then descend down and press the top of the foot down, the top of the back foot down as we're in the lunge, and then let your pelvis move gently side to side. Let the pelvis move side to side. You can look over your shoulders, especially look over the left shoulder. And even if you can't look over your shoulders, just a little sway side to side. Okay, last moment here. And then back onto hands and knees. Once you're on hands and knees, then we'll head to the other side. Take the right foot forward. When you start to get in the lunge, you find a stretch through the top of the back leg and the back inner thigh, then bring yourself back out and move in. And then just bringing yourself out again so that you know that coming out is always an excellent option. Moving in. Backing out or coming out completely of any pose is always an excellent option. Taking the hips back one more time and then releasing and going in, hands on the blocks. Press the top of the back foot down. Going side to side. Side to side, if you can look over your shoulders. Let the pelvis move side to side, and if you can, you take little peeks over your shoulders, and looking over your right shoulder will be a bit easier. And one more breath here. And slowly bring yourself back, bring yourself out, and tuck your toes under and come and sit up on your heels where you feel your toes tucked under, and you stretch the bottom of the feet. If you can't bring your tush down to your heels, then just stay higher. If you need to come up and down, then do that. But we're bending the toes and stretching across the soles of the feet. If this is not too difficult for you, you might try and come into perch. But yeah, mostly this is good. Just like this. And feel the bend of the toes. Come up if you need. One more breath, lengthening the exhale, breathing in and out of the nose. Bring your hands down, spread the hands. Take your knees a little further back from your hips. We'll take a couple of down dogs. And if down dogs, I'll give you an alternative to down dog. First, I'll show down dog. Turn your toes under, feet hip distance, and then your arms are lengthening as the hand presses down. Hips go high and back, lengthen the arms. It's a lot in the shoulders. Push the floor away. Inhale, tiptoes. Exhale, press down into the heels. So if this is, so inhale, tiptoes, exhale, press down into the heels. If this doesn't work for you, you can do puppy dog, where you keep your knees down and your hips high and walk your hands forward, and you'll still get all the benefit through the upper body and torso. So puppy dog or downward dog. One more breath. And then bring yourself down, uncurl your toes, and come and sit and lengthen across the top of the heels the best you can. Again, if you need to come up. Some people don't have, it's hard to lengthen across the top of the heels. So other people, it's easy. And people in the Japanese culture spend a lot of their time sitting in this position, so they can spend hours, right? So we're all different. And then we will head towards the second downward facing dog. Spread the hands, bring the knees and the feet hip distance. Exhale your way back, push floor away. Bring your feet hip distance. Bring the heels as wide as baby toes. Let your knees roll out, so the knees are in line. So the knees roll out from a turn at the hips. Slowly press down through one heel and the other heel, slowly side to side a few times, bending one knee while you slowly press down through the opposite heel. And you can be doing puppy dog. We'll do this down dog and then we'll be finished with down dog. So we're not doing the popular flow vinyasa classes. But if you can manage a down dog and you learn it, it can be a lot of nice benefit if it works for your body. Bring yourself down and let's come into a squat. Okay, so squat, and you don't have to have the heels down. In fact, I like to go side to side in my squat. Okay, and so your feet need to be wide enough. Toes can turn out, no problem. Side to side. And from here, we'll go into a standing fold by bringing the heels down, letting the head drop, bringing the tush up. Have your feet on the ground, and then hang on to your elbows. Let your head hang, knees stay bent, and take a little bit of swaying. 3 or 4 breaths, head heavy, knees bent, rock your weight on your feet, forward, back, side to side. And then the hands can come on your waist, on your hips, press down into the feet, and your upper body comes up to standing. Hands on the hips. Then bring the arms down by the side, sweep the arms high, and exhale, arms alongside. We'll do that a couple of times. Bring your feet actually a little bit kind of wide. Bring your legs nice and wide. Let's take them quite wide. And now sweep arms up. And exhale, arms by the side. So take up a lot of space. Feel the space you've taken up on the ground and through the air, through the space, arms by the side. And one more, sweep out. And let's take a wide leg forward bend. So the hands come down to the floor or to your blocks. Let your head hang. You can bend the knees, no problem. If you like, if this feels good for you, you can bring your hands to the back of the head and give a little bit of gentle traction. If it's too much sensation in the spine, no need to do it. Another breath through the nose, in and out, lengthening exhalation. Bend the knees, bring the hands on the hips, rise up, and sweep the arms high. And as you bring the palms through the center, heel toe together. And let's take a balancing here, and you can come towards the wall. It's good to have something nearby. Even just one finger on a wall or a bookshelf can make all the difference. So wise yogis use that as an option. We're going to transfer the weight into the right leg, lift the left leg up, and exhale it out. Bring it in, exhale it out, steady your eyes, use your little wall, and make sure you don't hold your breath. The main thing is don't hold the breath. Okay, reach it out, foot out, and just hold just for an extra breath. And then bring knee up and slowly down. And when you get both feet down, notice how nice that feels. And give some twists through your hips, some circles through the hips. Then the other side. Transfer the weight into the left. Let the eyes look ahead at something further away. Bring your right leg up, exhale it out. Do this a few times. And just let your mind be more quiet. And if you become unbalanced, it really does not matter. It's practice. Some people balance is easiest. Some people always have trouble with balance. Stand out, hold it out for an extra breath. And then bend, bring it down. And again, just take some circles through your hips. And then let's take a little shake of the legs, take the weight into the right leg and sort of shake off the left leg. And then the other side, shake off the right leg, shake it off. You know, like a cat when they step in over here, when they step in some snow, and then they go, gotta get that off, like that. Okay, it's coming to the front of your mat. Bend the knees, have your feet hip distance. Bend your knees, transfer the weight into the right foot, and take a big step back with the left foot. And the front knee bends, the back heel comes down. And then the front leg can go straighter. And sweep the arms up. And exhale, bend the front knee, press into the back foot. Come up, sweep arms up. Exhale, press into the back heel and bring the arms down at cactus. And inhale up. And exhale, press into the back foot and up. And press. And up. And lengthen the exhale. Bring the hands behind you, interlace, and then lift the chest, squeeze the shoulders. And start to forward fold to the inside of the front leg. And your front leg could go a little straighter and move slowly because this can be a challenge for your balance. You don't have to fold forward. You can stay upright. You can just stay upright, or you can choose to fold forward. You could choose to have your front leg more straight. And then release and sweep the arms up. Bring them down onto the hips, the waist, push off the back foot and come and stand at the front of the mat again. Then with your feet hip distance, transfer the weight onto the left foot. Take a big step back with the right. Heel grounds down, toes point more forward, and bend the front knee as you ground into the back foot. Bring the front leg more straight, sweep your arms up, and exhale, squeeze down between shoulder blades, elbows come to, this 90 degree and coming up, arms up, and a long exhale, and up, and squeeze, and bring it up, and again, and up, and one more. And this time the hands continue to interlace, other thumb on top as you squeeze back. You can stay right here. You could lift your head to look up if that's comfortable, or you start to fold forward with your front leg bent, or you can also do it straighter, but move slowly because it's easy to lose balance. Keep the breath moving. Doesn't matter how far you go. You just enjoy your practice, listen to your body. And keep the breath moving. 1 or 2 breaths more. And then bringing yourself up. Sweep the arms high. Bring the hands on the hips, push off the back foot. Come and stand. And stand in the middle of your mat. Sweep, feet a little bit of distance apart. Sweep up. And then bend the knees as we forward fold. This time the forward fold, the feet are closer together. And you can hold onto your elbows again. And this time bring the elbows forward. So lift the arms forward to frame, so the upper arms frame by your ears. So you're reaching out through the side body, out through the elbows, with the knees a little bent or a lot bent. You don't want to be like up like this. You want to have your bend as much as possible here at the hip sockets. Always come out early if you feel dizzy, uncomfortable. And then release the hands. Let's sweep the arms all the way out to the side and over your head. Reach up. And then arms down by the side. Reach out through the space. And take your legs nice and wide. Take the legs wide. Turn your left foot out. We're going to take triangle. The back heel goes back. You let your hips turn in a way that's comfortable so that your front knee is aiming more towards baby toe. You don't want your front leg rolling in. So keep the front knee aligned with the front ankle. Back hip can roll in. Bring your shoulders back. Then you tip at the pelvis at the hip. Bring the hand down to the middle of the shin and take the other arm up to the sky. Reach up to the sky. You can turn the gaze up, or you can turn the gaze down, or the head can hang sideways, whatever feels good for your balance and your neck. Come out early if you need. Have very little weight on the bottom arm, so you feel like you can maintain the pose with only a tiny bit of weight on the bottom arm. And then ground through the feet and come all the way up. Hands on hips and turn. Let's take a moment in the middle. And then let's turn the left foot out. Right heel goes back. The pelvis can turn so the front knee rolls out, the front thigh rolls out, press the ball of the big toe, then bring your shoulders back, extend the arms, hinge from the hip, reach, and then the hand can slowly come down to the middle of the shin, other arm to the sky, engage the legs nice and firm, and you can decide if you want to look up or down. When you look down, that helps the balance the most usually, or you can look to the side of the room. Legs are strong, engaged. And very little weight on the bottom arm. You might even practice just having no weight on the bottom arm. And ground into the feet. Bring yourself all the way up. Hands to the rim of the pelvis, legs wide, and then sweep out. And one more, interlace the hands behind the back. Bring the less dominant thumb on top. You can take, and you can, I didn't mention yet, you can use a belt instead of interlacing the fingers. So lift the chest and then hinge at the hips. Feel free to bend the knees and let your head hang. Bring the hands down, release. Heel toe, feet together. Come into your squat. Bring the tush down into your squat. And then come and lie on your belly. We'll do a couple of back strengtheners. So it can be more comfortable if you open up your blanket. If you're on carpet, if your mat's on carpet, you can, it's usually not so bad. If you're on a woody floor, it can be helpful. Not everyone needs it. It's always the case. Bring your forehead on the back of your hands. Reach your feet out behind you. So kind of point the toes, reach out. Then we'll take the right leg up, squeeze the thigh and reach out through the toes and slowly down. Take the left leg up, squeeze the thigh, reach out through toes and slowly down. Right leg comes up, squeeze, spread toes, slowly down. Left leg comes up. And we'll just go side to side twice more. Right leg, feel the right tush squeeze. Strengthening along the back muscles, bring it down. Left leg comes up, squeeze, lengthen along the back muscles and down. And one more, right side. Slowly down, left side. Slowly down. Then rest. You can let your pelvis rock side to side, or you can bend your knees and gently let the feet drop side to side. Then for the upper body, let's bring the hands by the face, forehead down. Then we're going to lift the arms up. They can be bent. Press the feet down and then lift the upper body up and exhale down. Lift the head, shoulders. And when you lift, notice I'm not tipping my neck back. I'm keeping my neck long. Bring it down. Lift in the upper body and down. And the arms, shoulders stay up, and you squeeze and lift up. Keep the gaze down. Bring it down. And one more. Lifting up. Staying up, an extra breath. and down. And rest, bring your arms wherever you like. Pelvis can rock gently side to side. And press yourself up. And this next pose, I'm going to show you the modified way. So let me face the camera rather than you seeing a side view. So from your hands and knees, bring your right leg forward and then take the knee a little further out and inch the front foot up. You bring that side down and then the back leg you're going to bring up, bent. So it looks like this. And then we forward fold over the front leg. So this pose, pigeon, is often done with the back leg straight, but it's good to know that we can also do it with the back leg bent. And the main effect we're looking for is a stretch through the outer back hip. And no pain, no discomfort in the front knee. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the back knee comes up equal to your hip, so you can bring it up quite a lot. It comes up quite a lot. Yeah, and then you forward fold over the front leg, and front knee is wider. Front knee goes a little wide. Then as you come up, just watch. You might be able to transition by leaning back and then switching the legs this way. So instead of like that, you lean back and you get it like that. And the angles, it takes a little bit to figure out the angles. Try and have your front knee as wide as the hip or slightly wider. The angle of the front shin varies. And then this back leg is coming out sort of straight out. And then you forward fold and see if you can find the outer left deep buttock area. Or if you know regular pigeon with the back leg straight, this is I'm teaching an alternative to that today. Take a couple of breaths. Then swing the leg around in front. And come and lie on your back. If you have a yoga block, have that nearby. If you don't have a yoga block, get your nice firm blanket, or if you have a big bath sheet, you're using a nice firm towel, and you can roll it up into a kind of a bolster, sort of a block alternative, something like that. Okay, so come and lie on your back. We'll do bridge and then supported bridge and a twist and then shavasana. So lie on your back, just take a moment, knees bent. Survey the scene from your back. Then your feet are hip distance, a little bit of distance left to right. They're not jammed all the way back. They're slightly forward, arms along your side. Then you peel tailbone, sacrum, lower back, mid back, upper back up. And then one vertebra at a time. And pelvic tuck, press the spine down and release. And we'll go up and down 3 times, bringing yourself up. And then slowly, one vertebra at a time, slowly down. And then bringing yourself all the way up and interlace the hands behind you. Press the arms down, press down into your feet. And lift the pelvis up, knees forward. There's a little bit of engagement in your tush, and let your heart open up towards your chin, and your chin comes towards the throat. Be strong in the legs, lift the pelvis, take another 2 or 3 breaths, pressing the feet down, the ball of the big toes down. And then one vertebrae at a time, slowly come down, one spine bone at a time, pelvic tuck as you come down. And then release. Your feet come as wide as the mat, and you can gently drop them one side, gently drop the other side. Or you don't have to do this dropping side to side if you're happy to pause being still. That's a really nice place as well. Then have your block or your folded blanket next to you. Then lift the pelvis and place the block or the blanket underneath the sacrum. So not the low back. You want your tush pretty supported, even a little bit more towards the tailbone. Because what we'll do is once we've got that, then slowly extend the right leg with the heel on the ground, pull the right toes back and bring it back. Then slowly extend out the left, pull the toes back, bring it down, foot back, and then if it all was good with those individually, then extend out both legs, pull the toes back. And let yourself relax across the pelvis. If it doesn't feel good with the legs extended out, then keep them a little bit bent. Or sometimes if you change where the block is, it can make a difference. The block a little further down or a little higher. Now see if you can find a place that's where you can let go so that you're in this passive, supported back bend. About 3 more breaths, in and out through the nose. Lengthening exhales. And when you're finished, bend the knees and lift up, press down into your feet, lift up off your block and roll over onto your right side. And you can keep your block, your blankets nearby because maybe it's nice in your twist. Roll onto your right side, curl into a ball. Then when you're twist, you can decide whether you want to keep both knees hugged in, or maybe you'd like to straighten out the bottom leg and keep the top leg bent in. And then once you play around with the legs, how you like them, then slide the right arm under and open the left arm. You can turn the head away from the left arm. And with your props, for instance, You might like to bring, if you have your legs together, you might like to bring a block or a blanket between your legs. You can, if the bottom leg is more straight, you can have a block or blanket underneath your top leg. Okay, so open up, breathe into your belly. Relaxing in your face. Always feel free to yawn, moan, and groan. And then slowly come back to center and bring yourself to roll all the way onto your left side so that you curl up into a ball on your left side. You can keep both knees tucked in or extend the bottom leg out, top leg stays up. And when you're ready, slide the left arm through more, twist in your ribs and open the right arm up. And turn your head away from the right arm. And then we take a few breaths here. Finishing off the main asana movement portion before we get to the final resting pose, Shavasana. So you're just allowing your mind to relax and be spacious and no effort here. Okay, last moment. And then bring yourself onto your back and you can do Shavasana. It can be very nice to bring a bolster or blocks underneath the back of your knees. I'm going to bring my blocks so that my legs stay a little bit bent and the blocks hit just above and below the knees. Then when you keep the knees a little bent, you can also roll up a towel or your blanket. Then as you head down, and your knees are bent, it helps to relax in the hips and pelvis. My blanket I'm going to use as a very small pillow, just 1 inch. So whatever you want to do to get yourself really comfortable lying on the ground. Arms can be up or out or by the side. Just avoid hugging the arms, squeezing the arms in. You want to have some space. If you wear glasses, you can take them off. And then at some point after you've wriggled and sorted yourself out, then you take a sigh, breathe in and out. And rest, taking in the earth quality, opening to the sky quality. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, and no one to be.